Well, I went flat tracking to take photos in the beginning. And then when you get home, you look at them and you kind of go, wow, and then you just want to do it. But then I got to the track and there wasn't really anyone I knew, and there was a couple of cool bikes and some nice people. I got Bill to come out to the track as well.
Andy was really keen on it. Seemed like a good idea. Seemed a lot more low impact.
And then there was this guy Glover, and he was going round. And so I was going round him really quickly.
It's only happened to me once. I was stuck in third gear for the whole race. I still hear about that today.
Then I asked him if he'd be in my gang, and he said yeah. And then we didn't have a name. And then Bill told Hardy to come and have a look.
Shot out there, and as soon as I arrived, I was pretty much hooked. I was like, yeah, this is what's been missing in my diet.
Hardy popped in for a visit and bought a bike the next week.
And then it was his idea. He called us circle jerks because we just went round in circles.
He's not bad with a turn of phrase for a New Zealander.
And then my wife, Emma, she said circle jerks, and then she called us jerkles.
It just seemed to develop pretty quickly.
And so the jerkles were born, I guess.
But we're kind of jerkles because we don't win. So we're at the back, you know what I mean? But we're having just as much fun at the front. But you just look out for your mate when you're on the track.
So on that first time I went out, it was actually on a promise for a bit of a ride on Bill's YZ. But of course, when I got there, that never eventuated because Bill was having such a good time. I think it was just a bit of a trap, and it worked. I rode away from there going, right, I really want to get into this, and I couldn't really. I just thought, what am I going to ride? You know, shit, what am I going to do? I need a bike. I'd always sort of looked at bull tacos like the Sherpas and the trials bikes, and that kind of interested me. You know, they were kind of compact and everything was kind of trimmed on them, and I kind of like that in a bike.
Bull tacos are Spanish. They're probably the most beautiful looking dirt bike ever made, and it's like the Spanish women, just gorgeous.
Brett has got a pretty phenomenal Passang, and I sort of looked at that and went, man, if I'm going to do this, I think I'm going to do it on one of those.
My race bike is a 1973 Bull Taco Passang Mark 6.
They're light and they're really torquey.
Bought it as pretty much a basket case off my old man out of his collection.
A lot of people go, isn't it too small for you? But I mean, you kind of want it low, and you kind of want to be able to get it low on the track.
Pretty raw, but it's a good, reliable machine.
It's got plenty of power. I'm forever chasing YZs, but I'll get them. Oh yeah.
At the moment, I've got this behind me, this YZ250, which is a 79.
They're a little bit newer than what I wanted. I'd love to go 375.
The first race, I think I did 3 laps and the piston blew up.
Sitting on the start line, not being able to start your bike is just the worst thing ever.
But it was, cheap fits. They're pretty easy. 2 strokes are really simple to just replace any parts.
The Japanese bikes don't actually throw chains or clutches.
And Levon just got a bike for $800, and the thrill value for that much is fantastic.
It goes, stops pretty well, and goes. Did I mention it goes?
But I'd really like to have more mid-range. That movement isn't a Bill's bike, by the way.
I've realised since there was a different model to what I thought I bought.
Which is actually a rebadged IT enduro bike.
Whatever.
I can nearly always get to the first corner, second or third. It just absolutely rips. It's so fast.
Racing with the Jerkles.
I gotta say, I still think we're working ourselves out.
There's sort of 2 sides to the Jerkles, I guess.
Hardy Bill kind of race each other.
Billy's just a good energy, he's never got any fuel, never got any spark plugs.
He goes fast. Let's put it that way. Fast for an enduro.
I've been referred to as dragster.
He's very fast in a straight line.
Because I don't know how to get around fully sideways yet.
It just wouldn't be the same without him.
The bolt and the washers.
Hardy Harmon.
He's the chain chucker.
Chain chucker.
I chuck chains.
He's quite a contender. You put him on a fast bike, he's actually going to beat most of us.
Hardy and Brett are both riding much older machines than that,
Definitely Brett and I race each other.
Generally, I was getting in the habit there for a while of coming onto the straight out of the dog leg and laying it over.
What is it, one lap Glover?
He's just a one lap. Yeah.
And Brett loves the top tight corners.
I would say he rides conservatively.
Spinning around 180 and just watching Andy come zapping past, laughing at me.
That's only because he doesn't like getting his bike dirty.
He's definitely a contender. He'll get me. He'll get me.
Andy goes, you know, hell for leather.
Out of control, loose rider.
Rides with luck.
I don't know, what is Andy's? Does Andy have a...
Race name, aka Randy.
Prez.
Yeah, so I'm El Presidente at the moment. That's only because I've got the fastest. Because I've won, that's right. When you get up to the start line,
You're revving the bike.
It's pretty intense when you're sort of lined up there and you're waiting for the gate to drop.
It's you and the track.
and by this time you've already looked around, kind of weighing up what the bikes are and who the riders are.
So all your weight's forward and you're just watching the gate.
No thoughts of mortgages or jobs or kids or anything.
I'm always paranoid my bike's not going to start.
Then it's just head forward, and I always just 2 fingers on the clutch and the rest hanging onto the bars.
But you're thinking, when this gate drops, I don't want to flip.
Quite hard because I quite like doing wheelies.
And then you just let go.
You are right there racing.
You know, honestly, just teenager bullshit is all it means to me. I absolutely love the whole adrenaline craziness. Just drive like a maniac. I don't know if I'd race as much if it wasn't for the jerkles.
Just without the jerkles, you're just kind of out there just racing, but not having someone to laugh at or someone to get beaten by or someone to come last with.
Without the shared experience, it's just not the same thing.
I don't know if you'd call it a brotherhood, but having that spark, it's really important to me now, you know.
And it's really funny to have that kind of gang on something that's actually pretty dangerous.
I really like the backup.
It just adds to it.
I sort of found it via the jerkles, I think.
That's one thing that you get from being with the jerkles. You ain't that serious.